welcome. Now, we've been healing from being in a time of separation. And even if we're together feeling separation, we can be in relationships and feel separate. But we're coming together through the Six of Cups. This is where the recalibration happens, the reconnection. And if you haven't checked out our previous message yet, it's linked down below in the description. Now, this has to do with the Queen of Wands. The Queen of Wands, the Queen of Wands and the Queen of Coins are working together. This has to do with Virgo and Libra and Aries. So we're in a critical time. We're in a critical time where we need to use our intuition. We're still working with the earth. We're still working with Virgo. We're still working from within to without. And this has to do with the King of Swords. Libra season. Balance restored. There's a third eye activation here from the Earth star to the Soul star. And it's happening with the Earth. And we know the air, and we're going to get into this for the full moon reading officially, so stay tuned. It has to do with the Nine of Cups. It has to do with wish fulfillment, but we know that we're within with our light, and it's in the dark. We're creating our wishes, our happiness from our sadness, but we're using our fears. This is where we're using our fears as energy, okay? This is the scarab beetle spirit. We're using the energy, the opposites, to create the whole with. We're not in fear. Our fear is just a signal. We're in a car. And we're going to use this energy to create with it. That's the key. We're not going to be in fear of it. We're going to create with it. We're going to take charge of the mind. This is an opportunity. Everything's an opportunity, and we're going to flip the script. And this is what we came here to do. This is true mission work. Now, this has to do with the Ace of Wands. We're going to be gifted, but this is an ego integration. We're going to expand our soul with our spirit. We're going to integrate our ego with our higher self, with force, with the Father. And what this has to do is with motion, okay? We're going to heal from tension by restoring motion. And we got a series of messages last time we met up, okay? The last few times we've met up. This has to do with the space between your lives, and hang tight. We're about to officially share this message. The critical moment, follow your intuition. And we know this is helping us to end a crisis. Enlightened leadership, listen to the voice of the earth. And this is how the two fish are coming together. They're not swimming apart in fear. They're not caught in patterns of addiction or separation, or, you know, something that's inauthentic to us, inauthentic to our vibration and natural self. And we're healing and listening to the voice of the earth, and we can use these ancient solfeggio frequencies in order to heal with. Check them out, right? They're on YouTube. I'm sure you've seen them. And we're in the time, thanks to Libra, entering Libra, balancing polarities, compassion and determination. And last time we met up, I still thought we were in Virgo season, because it's just being so connected, right, to our intuition and being able to channel and being able to feel our way as to what's happening. And I could feel the energy of Virgo so deeply, because this transformation is deeply connected to Virgo, and hang tight. And we're going to get into why. So the sacred spiral with the spiders, you are an infinite being, and this is what we're seeing right now. This is what we're seeing in here, and is helping us to heal from tension and restore motion. And we're going to share this message also, because this is very, very important. Let's do it. Let's do it right now. That's how important it is, because it is going to help us to restore being back in motion and healing from the hangman. And we all know how fun it is to be in the hangman, right? And sometimes, yeah, we're loving it, but a lot of the times we're ready to go. We're ready to get at it. You are an infinite being, sacred spiral with spiders, showing a possession of swimming human figures spiraling to the center of yin-yang symbol. Under the swimming people, perhaps vibrating at a different frequency. Isn't that interesting? The figure is spiraling blue sky filled with a tree-like growth, happily nestled in its natural environment are spider webs and spiders. The spider serves as a reminder that as it weaves its web to you, you weave your life. Spider sees her world through touch, not light, translating vibration into knowledge. There are times when you need to trust what you sense more than what you think. Embrace your creative abilities. Unleash what you have so carefully kept inside. Listen to the first thoughts that enter your consciousness. They are coming from your higher self. Do what it takes to foster all those quirky and innovative ideas that have been popping into your mind. Ignore outside voices that try and discourage you. And that's really what we need to be doing right now. This has to do with having strength in order to expand with our lower vibrational impulses. If we know what's not for our greatest good here. With strength in the Knight of Wands. So this is what we're going to do. We're going to understand we're an infinite being who will continue to weave the patterns of life throughout time. Do not fail to see the wisdom of the eternal plan. Listen to the sacred spiral reminding you that your life is an evolving journey that ends in balance and truth. The yin-yang symbol helps us to accept change. It is one of the greatest freedoms a human can experience. It wants you to always be in the present moment, for that is where the power of creation lies. And that's the truth, right? The present moment. You are constructing a new and different phase in your life. That you are not alone. Know that you are on this new path with many others. Meditating on this image will help you align with a perfectly balanced state of mind. Remember, nature is the glue that holds all the dimensions together. And isn't that beautiful? Nature is the glue that holds all the dimensions together. Affirmation: I connect with the fleeting touch of another and know that we are on this journey together. And that's that's what's happening. Look, let's just come back out here, okay? Right here. This is what we're in the time of. And this is connected to our last, series of messages here in the time that we're in. But it's because of what we're offering, and we're seeing that this is a divine connection. We're just understanding. We're understanding something through making a comparison, but also because we've had a transformation. Look, we had a transformation of ourselves, with ourselves, because we had nothing left but to offer ourselves and love. And this is where we connect with spirit. This is where we connect with spirit and have a transformation of self, because it's how we felt here when we were holding on. We had to have a disconnection, a separation in order to have a reconnection. But that's because we had to clear what was toxic. We have to clear what was toxic and put positives to our negatives. We have to be empty to be filled back up. And this is literally reaching to God, having a recalibration, even literally as you can look at it with God and nature itself. As we say, as we reconnect to the dimensions, like look at that, the moon right there, and our love of the moon, of the planets, of everything in nature, the water, the trees, the birds, the life, the bugs, the bumblebees. It's all of that. It's all of that. And we're supposed to be in nature 8 hours a day. What are we doing? Let's get back to nature. Confirmation right there from the universe. And this is what we're seeing. Look, we're having an elevation here. We're having an understanding. We're having a completion. We're having a level up. But it's connected to the energy of Scorpio. We know that. We just saw that death because we're having a transformation. Here's death right here. Hello. It's time. There's new self. Oop. Guys, hold on. Hang tight. Sorry. I'm Maury. If you're... Let's not break anyone's eardrums today. Hang tight. Okay, Biscuit Boo. He's protecting everybody. Now, what we're having here is we're having an ending with understanding how to heal from escaping through our fears, but using our fears to unite and come together, and also our uniqueness. And this is our expanding with the Aquarian energy. We're expanding with our uniqueness. We're expanding with patterns of us, but right now it's happening through the earth. It's happening still through being so super connected to the energies of Virgo. But we know that Libra season is here. So something is happening here, and it has to do with the creation of peace. And we're creating peace from within with the third eye activation of our truth. And literally, but it's coming from source. It's coming from source itself to help us to heal. And literally the energy has gone on the defense. But that's okay because the moon is here. And remember, the moon is working with the North Star. And this is going to help the feminine. This is going to help us to heal with the emotional wounding and imprinting. But it's through the strength to heal from with the Knight of Wands, with our lower vibrational impulses. And not act with aggression. Not act with dominance. Okay? And that's why she's here, to help us with that. So we're in a time of manifestation. And we're manifesting here. You know, this has to do with our 10 of Pentacles here. And this is why we're laser focusing on working with through the earth with Virgo. And this has to do with bouquet and the message of bouquet that we have had at the channel for some time now. And just of what that means of love, of coming together to make love, to feel like we need to make love in order to build. And look at the blossoming of flowers and life. And there's a dream right now. There's a dream that's connected to this, what's happening here, beyond the ordinary. And this is our activation, and it has to do with what's happening here in our last message. And this is what's happening from within to without. And remember that North Star, remember we saw that North Star, where did that go? Hang tight. Okay, the Two of Cups, we know it was just here. Guys, we know it was just here. We saw it. Okay. It's not missing. It's somewhere here. Okay, and it's going to show up at the perfect time. So we just saw the North Star and the Two of Cups. And that's why we're here, the connection to that message. And this is what's happening without. And it's connected to what's happening within here. We know we got these cards last time we met up. Quieting the mind, our connection to expanding from within to without. Remember, that's why we need Virgo. And also to meditation. And a deep breath. And this has to do with our breath work. And look this up. Look up meditation, you know. Look up Joe Dispenza. Look up breath work. Look up, go where you feel called to go. But this is literally expanding and learning how to manifest and control our energy, because what's going on, we're healing from a tower moment. But that's okay, because this is connecting us to our manifestations. This is where we start manifesting. We're going to talk about this further when we meet up for our full moon reading, because that's what's happening here. Something's just going to make sense. We're going to understand something. We're going to get, oh, here it is. We're going to begin manifesting. This is where this is going to start making sense. And we're going to see this. Why we had to heal from a crisis, where we had to have a critical moment, why we had to feel separate to work in the Garden of Venus in order to feel one. The energy of opposites coming together to create the whole. We're in a time of gain. Look, we're in a time of gain, but we have a 10 of Swords situation. Remember, we have an ending through the mind. That's why we have to quiet the mind. Do some breath work. And this is helping us to restore balance. And we're going to talk about, like, we're talking about this infinity symbol. We're also talking about the number 8 and how the number 8 is going to show us that if we just build it, our dreams are going to come true. But we're going to build it. But our fortunes will. We're just building. But we're building by restoring balance. And look, all that water coming with our ships coming in says much. This is emotional. This goes back to the cups. This is why we're having a restoration through innocence. This is innocent. This is true love. This is pure love. It's divine. And there's a connection to the Four of Swords and seeing the truth within, with God. And it's elevated. And the King of Pentacles is going to help us to activate it. And the King of Pentacles is going to work with the Hermit from within to without. Now something expands here, okay? Because what happens is we leave. We leave this base in place with this sword, We cut ourselves free because we were making a comparison, okay? We had to see that where we were separate, we were still one. Through what we didn't resonate with, what we saw we resonated with, and we saw ourselves reflected back to ourselves. And so now it's time to go. It's time to go, and we need to heal from gluttony in order to have our true abundance. So where we're in patterns of overfeeding, of too much, of unbalance. So the King of Wands is helping us to act with that and to express our true selves from within to without, with God and the Mother, with the cup. What we've seen is healing. We've seen healing, how to heal from this. We saw how to heal with this. God showed us. God showed us what we need to do. Because God showed us the energy reflected back through the cup. The masculine reflected back through the feminine, through the cup, through the emotions. It was lost for a second, though, and this is where the comparison was. These two things are different, but they're both strong, and they're both strong in their own way. But they can both also be weak in their own way. It's wholeness. So there was a wholeness achieved here. There was a balance restored, a path that wasn't there before because we cut ourselves free. We cut ourselves free from where we needed to go. We said goodbye. We said goodbye with the truth, with an elevated truth with God. And it's connected to the Knight of Cups. Seeing through an illusion that needed to be seen through. This ended the conflict within the mind, and that's connected to this space and place because we've been working and expanding in the Garden of Venus with Love. And guys, there's one more card. Look at how stuck this is. And look at that. We come together with the Four of Wands completion, and that's this. I love it. So remember, there's a transformation that's expanding from within to without, connection to this full moon in Aries. Look at that. And we're working with temperance, and we're being gifted the Ace of Coins because this has to do with the 10 and the 11 of Pentacles. And let's see what this is about. Of course, balance being restored. Look, but look, this says everything. Now, these cards fell over when I was getting ready for this reading. Two of Coins, balance being restored from within to without. It's emotional, right? But look at this imagery says everything. How we're restoring this balance, and look at what we're doing. Look at what we're doing, how to balance this. We're literally doing this from within to without. And there's our Nine of Cups as we create our happiness from our sadness. But we did it through vibration and authenticity. And it has to do with this message here. All right, guys, let's head on over to the next part and share this message and expand off this. And this is connected to this and is connected to this. We'll see you there.